Welcome back to Sun Crypto Daily Update. In today's content, we're going to start with Ethereum, right? As Ethereum is getting pretty interesting. As I said it on my previous video, right, when Ethereum was roughly right around like a 0.04, it's BTC, right? I said Ethereum going to make a slight ABC correction to the downside, right? I still got the same structure. So basically, we made this sideways, this ABC correction to the downside. And then I said like we're gonna get a support from the 50 EMA, right? If you take a look at it, right, we got a big support from the 50 EMA, and I said like we're gonna be moving sideways for the next couple of days. And then basically we've been moving sideways the last 3 to 4 days. So what I'm expecting now from Ethereum is Ethereum to make a decision which way it wants to go, right? So the number one scenario I would be expecting from Ethereum is that we're gonna make another, ABC correction to the upside, right? We gotta retest this area, come back, break this low, and then hopefully get back to the upside. So that's my number one scenario from Ethereum, right? So, but if we let's say Ethereum get a big volume coming in, we might not even get this 3 corrections. We're just gonna, break this area of resistance and then retest these 0.05 BTC, at least for the short term. So I'm going to update the price as soon as we get like some confirmation of how Ethereum is going to be correcting at least the next couple of days, right? So the market, the volatility is very low, and then it's kind of hard for Ethereum to break any support, or any resistance area, but the volume is kind of increasing slightly, so we're just gonna have to wait and see the next 12 to 24 hours after the weekly candle close, right? So on Sunday 7 p.m. Eastern time. So let's go ahead and take a look at XRP. Regarding XRP, I still got the same structure. I'm still expecting XRP to push to the upside and maybe come back and retest this area before a move to the upside, but we're just gonna have to wait and see, because XRP was supposed to be very bullish. We got this ABC correction. Now we just gotta make this we just gotta confirm this sideways correction with a flat correction before a move to the upside. So XRP is still, to me, XRP is still bullish when you take a look at the long-term view, the weekly chart. When you take a look at the weekly chart, XRP is pretty bullish. So we just gotta be price just gotta be able to manage to get to this area, right? At least for the short term before a big move to the upside, right? As I said, like if we let's say XRP breaks this neckline, I'm expecting a 60 to 75% to the upside. So we just gotta be patient with XRP. The next coin we're gonna take a look at is Nano. As you can see with Nano, the weekly chart is look pretty nice, and I said like on my previous videos, I'm expecting Nano to get as close as possible. The last 3 weeks, right, I've been saying I'm expecting Nano to get as close as possible to the end of the triangle. So let's say next week, at least, or like the beginning of the week or the end of the week, next week, I'm expecting Nano to make a big move. So, but I'm anticipating a move to the upside, not a move to the downside. But we're just gonna have to wait and see if Nano can break this area of resistance, which is roughly, let's take a look at it, which is roughly, let's say almost 40% to the upside, right? So I'm expecting Nano to go back and retest this area of, let's say, I think that was August, right? October, right? October high. So I'm expecting Nano to go back and retest October high, at least for the short term, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at XLM. When you take a look at XLM on the weekly chart, we got a nice area of support, and then XLM came back to this area of last year, right? The first week of March, right? Last year. When you take a look at it, that's the same area we just get back to, right? The same exact area. So, and on the daily time frame, I said like XLM gonna come back and retest this low, at least for the short term, and then we almost like back to that area, right? So I'm expecting XLM to get back to like, let's say 2080, right? So stats, right? 2080 stats. So at least for the short term. Let's take a look at the daily time frame. When you take a look at the daily time frame, I still got the same structure: a three-way move to the upside, another three-way move to the downside, right? And then we could break this area for a very short time, right? And then move to the upside. But I'm not expecting XLM to just like move to the upside without any type of a serious correction. Not serious correction, but a complete correction. If not, we could like with a big wick just retest this area of this area of support, and then move to the upside. So, and then if let's say we complete this move, then the first target is to get a rejection from the 50 EMA, which is roughly like another 10 to 20% to the upside, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at ADA. ADA is still looking good. A nice correction. I was expecting ADA to come back and break this area of support, and then it did. Now it basically ADA is moving sideways, right? So let's say the next market run up, ADA most likely gonna try to attempt to break this area of a neckline. So that's what I'm expecting from ADA. Continue this sideways correction. It's not gonna be forever because ADA is moving like below this this area of this 50 EMA. So it's not gonna be moving like sideways forever. So it's definitely gonna make a move like very shortly. So let's go ahead and take a look at Litecoin. When you take a look at Litecoin is still looking great, but I'm still expecting Litecoin to make a slight pullback and get a support either from this 50 or this 100 EMA. So let's see how Litecoin is going to be behaving, at least for the short term, right? When you take a look at it, Litecoin is up almost like over 10% versus BTC, right? The last 3 days. So it's a pretty big move, right? When the market is very in a very low, the market has a very low volatility right currently. So, and Litecoin is up like 12% versus BTC the last 4 days. So it's pretty big. But at least like for the short term, I'm still expecting Litecoin to come back, get a support from this 50 EMA, at least for the short term. If not, we're gonna get a big support from this 100 EMA. Let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum. We already took a look at Ethereum. Let's go ahead and take a look at Neo. When you take a look at Neo is not looking strong, right? It's basically on a very safe area above this 50 and 100 EMA, and most likely we're gonna get a crossover. But I'm expecting Neo to wait for these the price of Neo to wait for these two moving averages, and then get a support from one of them, right? Most likely from the 50 EMA, just like Ethereum is doing, right? So expect Neo like at least to be moving sideways the next couple of days, and then get a support from the 50 EMA. Litecoin is up 10 to 12% the last 4 days versus BTC, and Neo is almost like down 5 to 8% versus BTC. So definitely this crossover could be a good thing for Neo. But if not, we got a big support in this green box. Even if you get like a big wick to the downside, and then another move to the upside, and continue the uptrend, at least to get back to this area before coming back down, and complete the bottom formation for Neo. Let's go ahead and take a look at Monero. As I said last time, right, Monero got a great support from this crossover between these two this area of support and resistance, right? They both are acting as a great support, right? This area of support still supporting the price. So I'm still expecting like Monero to make another move to the upside, and then attempt to get up to this area, right? That's my target for Monero, like let's say 0.015, 0.014 BTC. Hopefully we could get there like before the end of the month, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. Monero got a great support, right? So I'm not expecting Monero to get any further sell off. If not, we could get another support from this previous resistance, right? At least for the short term. So let's go ahead and take a look at ICX. When you take a look at ICX, we reach our target of let's say right around this area, right? That was our target on the last video, right? ICX just got rejected from this area. So what I'm expecting from ICX is to come back down and get a support from this right around this area. We could be getting a nice support between the previous area of resistance, and then the 50 EMA, right? At least for the short term. Let's say ICX could be bearish next week. at least till like Wednesday. I don't see like ICX to make any serious move unless we go back and challenge this area again, but I'm not expecting ICX to make a 20 to 25 move to the upside. Last time I made on my last video, ICX was right around this area, and I said ICX has like a potential to move like another, let's say, I think we were right here, right? Another 20% to the upside, and that's what we did exactly, right? So but for the short term, I'm expecting ICX to cool off, at least for the short term, for at least 3 to 5 days before another move to the upside, right? Because when you take a look at ICX, you know, already completed the bottom formation. It looks like ICX already completed the bottom formation, but you know, we just gotta get a confirmation once we come back and retest this 50 MA and see how the 50 MA going to be you know, supporting the price. If it doesn't support the price, most likely we're gonna come back and retest this low, so at least for the short term. So that's it for today. So if you think like the market has bottom, let me know what you think down below the comment section, and then thank you for watching. Right.